Remember when a new superhero movie meant something? Like people dressing up for midnight screenings, websites crashing for trailer drops, and your one friend who thinks Zack Snyder invented cinema going into full meltdown mode over the Snyder cut. Well, now, superhero films are bombing harder than that short film that your seventh cousin made. Captain America Brave New World looks like a deleted scene from a detergent ad. Like, what the hell even is this? And Thunderbolt sounds like a budget version of Suicide Squad, and I liked it, but Marvel's biggest win at the moment is that their recent films are at least not Mobius. So, naturally, who do we call to fix it all? Fix this superhero fatigue. Superman, the OG, the symbol of hope, the guy who wears his underwear on the outside because he can. Along with the Fantastic Four, he's meant to bring optimism and actual color grading back to superhero films. So, how was it? How was the new Superman film? I'll start with what didn't quite work for me, and I say this with love. Like when you tell your friend their band's album is a little mid. First, the pacing. It was like Act 1, Act 2.5, and boom, final boss battle. I get that skipping the origin story is bold, and frankly, I support it. We have seen Krypton explode more times than I've seen my bank account do the same on Rent Day. But the middle section felt like someone hit the fast forward button, zoop, scene zoom past before we could even emotionally invest. Superman barely gets time to breathe, and suddenly it's time to save the world again. Like, give the man some rest. Also, Lois Lane, iconic fearless reporter, was kinda sidelined. Like, they gave Jimmy Olsen her entire job and told her to go file some B roll in the corner. Not a deal breaker, but if you're going to skip the origin story, at least give us some Clark and Lois romantic tension. I got more chemistry from Perry White's coffee mug. Now, despite those quibbles, there is a lot to like. And honestly, this film does feel like a gust of fresh metropolis air after years of doom, gloom, and superheroes punching reality. For starters, this Superman actually feels human. David Corenswet isn't just playing shirtless power god with issues. He's grounded, warm, occasionally awkward. He saves cats, talks to regular people, smiles. I know, revolutionary. And the choice to let go of Cavill, painful sure, the man looked like Superman was genetically engineered in a gym, but let's be real. Cavill's Superman was stuck in a cinematic universe where everyone had the emotional range of a concrete slab. This new Superman feels alive. Let's talk Lex Luthor, Nicholas Holt, absolutely devouring every scenery like it's craft services on the final day of filming. He's charismatic, cunning, campy in a deliciously comic book way. Honestly, Lex Luthor hasn't been this entertaining since the 90s animated series. The humor, finally, funny without being quippy for the sake of it. Campy in a way that actually honors the comics. It's not trying to be Deadpool Light or Nolan Jr., it's just fun. Imagine that. And the supporting cast loved it. Mr. Terrific being, well, actually terrific. Nathan Fillion's Green Lantern being a full blown himbo, Oscar worthy. And the whole Justice gang, yeah, they were cool. Now I know some people will ask, what about the political undertones? The not so subtle metaphors, the moments where the film basically turns to the camera and says, this is a commentary by the way. Well, I choose not to get into that here. This video is about the story, the characters, the vibes. But if this video does well, and by well I mean better than Mobius, I might just unpack some of those metaphors in a separate deep dive. In conclusion, is Superman perfect? No. Is it promising? Absolutely. Superman doesn't just save people in this film, he might actually save the superhero genre from itself. It brings back something superhero movies lost somewhere between Endgame and Madam Web: hope. It reminds us these stories can be sincere, joyful, heartfelt, and still cool. Not everything has to be trauma, nihilism, or 5 layers of multiverse cameos that require a PhD in Disney Plus to understand. So, yeah, maybe the superhero genre isn't dead. Maybe it just needs a guy in a red cape to remind us why we fell in love with these characters in the first place. And hey, if the Fantastic Four pulls off the same trick, we might be just looking at a full blown superhero renaissance. Fingers crossed and capes on.